Test, test. we're here for the first match of the bronze bracket, I guess is what you'll call this. And we'll start off with a kill as we're set to take on Top Notch out of Springfield, Illinois. Sorry to make everybody a little seasick there. The up ref waited till the match got ready to start to tell me I couldn't stand where I was. God love him. Reagan will send this one back right. That's rejected by Greta and Cam. Chloe will send this one up tight to the net. Liv will play it backwards, and Zoe sends it over. That comes across. Reagan gets a hand on it. That's about it. And we'll be tied at 1. That one will drop right in front of Reagan as she dives in trying to get to it. And we'll be down 2-1. So this is the bronze bracket. It's only 2 matches, so this is a semifinal. The 2 teams in the other side of the bracket played just before this. And a team from Nebraska, the Huskies, won that match. So the winner of this will go on to play them in the finals. As Greta will get the kill on that one. It looked like they got a net violation on Top Notch. The Husky team took down a team from Dallas. Took down in 3 sets. I got a Dallas mom standing next to me. She did correct me. We're tied at 2 with Cam set to serve. She'll send it back right. Goes off the high hands. This is coming from the outside and all the way to where I was standing. Good thing I moved. I would have had to defend the camera. Cam will shoot this one just a little too far as that'll go on past the out-of-bounds line. Tied at 3, same format, best of 3. First 2 sets to 25, third one needed, it'll go to 15. That one will find the net, put us back up 1. We have moved over to a different venue. The gold and silver brackets are being played back over at Bartle Hall Convention Center. We're at a new facility over here in Overland Park area, Mission, Kansas. Nice new facility. Zoe will send that serve back right. That one's blocked at the net. Good job, Zoe, getting it. Allie will try to get it over to Greta. A little off on the timing with the 2 of them. That goes over to the outside. Tipped over. Greta picks it up. Allie gets it to Zoe Parks from behind the 10-foot line. Big scramble. We're going to get the lift call that we were looking for to end that match against our opponent last night that we didn't get, but it got called on us. 4-4. Reagan will shoot that one forward to Allie. Zoe Parks will find the net. We'll go down 1. Zoe up to Allie, feeds it over to Greta. She'll hit it through the block. Top Notch picks it up. Outside, we'll find the back right section of the court, and that'll be a Top Notch point. That one will go off of Zoe, and Chloe will help her out. Greta sends it over. Quick set to the middle. Reagan gets in 1 arm on it, and that's all she can get, as that was a quick set to the middle and a quick play. Find ourselves down 3 here early in set 1. Diving effort by Kennedy. He'll play that one up. Good swing by Greta. Kennedy will get that up forward to Allie. She's got options. Gets it to Greta. Greta cuts it right side. Picked up by Top Notch. That one will sail too long and take us to the old Heinz 57 score. Greta's serve goes cross court. That's a scramble and a free ball coming. Greta up to Allie. She turns and tips it into the old Hertz donut for a point. And to our beloved 6-7 score. Insert snicker here. Greta shoots it seam right. Middleback gets it. From the outside, Chloe up to Allie. She's got options, gets it to her middle. Delaney with a big swing. Rebound picked up by Chloe. Delaney comes together, rejects that one. That's brought back over, and we play on, and a good job by Jane to just take what was available, dumped it in the middle. Seven up right now, a refreshing score. Greta goes seam right, gets them both looking at each other, and we'll re-jump into the lead here. Up one. Sends this one short right, picked up, quick set to the middle. That's going to go out of bounds as they got too much of it. And that's another Rockwood point. Greta goes back to the well. Girl defends herself. Gets it fed back to her, and she hits a hammer through Kennedy. Almost completely through her, as that one was coming at her hard. Scores 9-8 here in the middle of set one. Kennedy will play that one forward. Allie runs it down, and that's over the net, and the overpass cleaned up quick by Top Notch. Plus, we got a net violation. Looked like they called it on Allie, or maybe Jane. I'm not sure which one she got it on. Kennedy will duck under that one. That'll go too far. And Chloe back to serve. Goes back right. Pushed over to the outside, and that's into the seam right and down in front of a diving Kennedy. And we got a sack full of nickels as we're tied at 10. Greta has Kennedy and Chloe come together, and Jane will shoot it cross court into the front right. Outside, hits that one through the block and down on our side. Greta up to Allie. She tries to dump it. This time she gives the slide to Cam, but that's picked up by Top Notch. Chloe gets a hand on it. Greta will help her out, and Jane sends it over. We regroup. Quick set to the middle. She turns and dumps it. Good job by Kennedy to play it. Jane will dump it back left. Pushed over to the outside. Big swing. Got hands on it at the net. Chloe gets it to Allie. And Greta from behind the 10-foot line will get a good swing on it and through the back middle. Our back left player. Ties us up at 11. Lots of ones on the board. Allie will send this one back middle. Setter goes a long way, gets it to her outside, and that'll come through Zoe as she was skying to try to block that one. We're down one here in the middle of set one. Chloe will get some help from Jane, gets it over to Greta. Lavero turns that one up towards the net. Jane was there to try to return it, but it never made it over the net. So count the kill to Greta. We're tied up at 12. Reagan's serve goes back left. Pushed over to the outside, and that'll come through the block and down. This top-notch team's a one-trick pony. They keep going to the outside. At some point, it's time to sell out and get the double block up and just anticipate coming there. Reagan to Liv. She has options. Feeds it to Cam in the middle. That one's blocked and back over the net. Another one from the outside. Liv has to play it. Chloe with the out of system to Greta. She'll cut that one right side and get the kill. Ties her back up, 13. Cam will shoot this one short in front of the back middle, and that'll get her an ace and put Rockwood back up on top. Cam sprays this one off the back right. From behind the 10-foot line, Cam's going to have that go off of her as she tried to pull off of it. As last minute, she knew that was headed out, but clipped her shoulder. Top-notch point, tied at 14. Reagan to Liv. Liv will get it to Zoe Parks. She's blocked at the net. Greta to Liv. She gets the shoot to Delaney, and that was very successful. She tooled that off the high hands. Kennedy goes a short one, played up by front row. One hand played around. We got a net violation on top notch and a Rockwood point. Kennedy will go towards the middle. Setter gets the shoot to her middle, and that's going to be turned and down on our line. Tied up at 16. We got a tight one back and forth here between us and Top Notch. The girls out of Springfield, Illinois, the home of Abe Lincoln. Kennedy to Allie. High set to Greta, and she's going to find the net with it. This one, Kennedy will play that knuckleball, and we get the slide over to Delaney, and that worked out just like you draw it up. As she took that right down the right side, had good look at it, took it around the block and down. Greta goes left side with it. Setter's going to push it to her middle, and solo block effort by Delaney, unsuccessful, as that one will go off of her and out of bounds. Jane gets it up to Allie. She finds Delaney, tips it off, or goes off the high hands. Kennedy will fight that one off. It goes all the way over the net. Good job by Allie to play it out of the net. And Jane will put it away. Good things happen when you keep the ball in play, and there was a good example of it. Tie ball game, 18. We got us a tight one. Chloe shoots it right side. Setter tries to shoot. Joust was one. And then Cam tools it off the block. Setter's going to push it over the outside. That's pushed down in front of diving Kennedy. And they're going to call a lift on Top Notch, so that'll be awarded to the Rockwood side. Make sure I match their score, 19-18. Yep, scores table and I agree. That's always a good place to start today. Chloe will go right side. Quick set to the middle, and that'll come off Greta and up to the fans up on the second floor. And just like at Wrigley Field, it gets thrown back. Can't keep a volleyball as a souvenir. Greta has that one come off a little bit. Allie runs it down, and Greta will run under it and free ball it over. That one's to the middle. Greta gets that one up to Allie. Tries the slide to Cam. They were a little off on where they were going to be together with that one, and that'll draw a timeout from Gabby as we roll in the back third. Down 1, 20-19. We'll be back with you after this timeout. There's a good job by Kennedy to let that one go by her. And now we got us a short set here to 5 as it's 20-20, and it's first to 5 now, win by 2. We'll see if Allie can get us a one-way ticket there. That joust at the net's going to be won by your Rockwood Thunder as that great wall goes up and blocks that one down. 21-20. Allie will send this one deep middle. Pushed over to the outside, and that's going to come down off Allie, off Greta, and back to the wall. Greta to Allie. Push to Jane. Jane gets up over the top of it, and that's going to make its way all the way back to the barrier. The great barrier reef there. And it's 22-21. Jane will shoot it back middle. Libero plays it forward. Joust. Not necessarily won by Top Notch. They didn't get it over in 3. That'll be 4, and a timeout by Top Notch. Rockwood 2 away from closing out set 1. We'll be back with you after this timeout. Up, ref says play ball. Jane sends it towards the diving libero. Their outside pushes it over. Allie has some options, gets it to the outside to Greta, and Greta does a heck of a job of cutting that one. Not only inside a 10-foot line, if there was a 5-foot line, I think she cut it inside of that one. That one almost went over the net and came back and hit the net on their side. It was so tight. That's putting all kinds of spin on the ball. It's set point, 24-21 in favor of your Rockwood Thunder. Jane will go left side. Setter pushes it to her right side. That comes up and over. Jane plays it up. Chloe gets the out of system to Greta. She'll tip it up over the block and close out the set in good fashion. 25-21 in the books. We'll be back to bring you set 2 after both coaches have a chance to reset their lineups. right, we're back for set 2. Kennedy starting us off. That's going to spray off. Top Notch will get it forward. That comes off the net. Delaney will play it up, but nobody there to help her out. Jane will send this one forward. Allie feeds it to Greta. That'll go out of bounds, and we find ourselves down 2. No, the up ref says that was in. Greta will get the kill. We're tied at 1. Up ref overruled her line judges. I like to see that. Greta will shoot it left side. Setter pushes it to her right side. That'll come through the block and down on our side. Top Notch will go back up on 2-1. Chloe up to Allie. Jane gets up over the block with it. Picked up back row. From the outside, Chloe will dig that one. Jane throws it back left. Outside from behind the 10-foot line, Greta will slide over and pick that one up. Chloe with the out of system to Jane. She has to go left hand. Keeps it in play. That's tipped. Allie has to play it. Greta this time gets the out of system over to Jane. That one from behind the 10-foot line will go over the head of Allie, and she's unable to get a hand on it to stop it. And it'll land into the back right corner here for a point. Greta to Allie with the back feed to Delaney. That's picked up back row by Top Notch. They're going to say that got hands on it, and that made it over. Jane gets it to Allie, gets Greta the feed. That bounces around, and that's rejected by Delaney. Scores 3-2 in favor of Top Notch. Chloe to serve. She'll try seam left, picked up. From the outside, cross court, Chloe up to Allie. Jane gets up over the top. Top Notch will pick that up back row. Their outside's rejected by Chloe and Allie. Dumped over. And that'll come down inside the line. And put Top Notch up 4-2. Kennedy to Allie. Pushed over to Jane. Jane gets the net with that one. And we'll take the freebie as Top Notch will find the net with that serve. Allie will come in to serve. She sends it at the back middle. Defended off. That's going to come over to the outside. Cross court. Chloe's pass goes all the way over the net. Top Notch gets their offense set up. Chloe high hands it up to Allie. Jane throws it over the block and down the left side. Top Notch gets it over to their outside, and that'll go too far to the left and out of bounds. Leads cut to 1. From behind the 10-foot line, Chloe has that one up in the air. Allie gets under it. And Chloe will dump it into the Hertz donut. And we're tied at the old double nickel, Highway 55. It's 5-5 here in set 2. If you're just joining us, Rockwood won the first set, 25-21, I believe, something in that nature. Allie's serve will find the net, put Top Notch back up 1, 6-5. This is the semifinals of the bronze bracket. Winner will go on to play a team from Nebraska, the Huskies, for the championship of the bronze bracket. Jane will have that one go off a little bit, get some help from Zoe Parks, and Chloe will push it over. Big swing from the outside, finds that seam left. And the lead is now 2. Greta pops that one up. Liv runs under it. Jane gets too much of that one over to the right side. That'll roll out of bounds. This one will come at Greta. She tries to sidestep it and can't get a good straight platform on it. That'll roll back to the back wall here of bleachers. We'll line up and do it again, this time down 4. Greta gets that one to Liv. She just pushes it over in 2. From the outside, Chloe gets that one up. Cam plays it, gets it over to Jane, who dumps it over. From the outside, hands on it. A good job by Greta to get a platform on it. That came all the way back here to the studio booth, to the old ESPN Siete. We're down a handful. We're down 10-5. Cam does a good job of playing that one off the net. The slide to Zoe was blocked. Jane will tool that off the block and get that one down, 10-6. Reagan will come in and serve, so goes right side. From behind the 10-foot line, into the net. Lead cut to 3. Reagan will go right side with it. Sprays all the way over left. That one joust one at the net by Top Notch, as that pass was real tight. We're at the old Slurpee score, 7-11 in favor of Top Notch. Chloe up to Liv, back sets it to Zoe. She punches it off of the block and tools it over to the fans on Top Notch side and gets a point. Cam will shoot it right side. Quick set to the middle. That'll come through the hands of Delaney and power through the block. And lead will go back to 4 for Top Notch. Reagan gets that up towards Liv. She gets under, gets it to Delaney. I'm sorry, to Greta. And Greta will hit that through the block down on Top Notch side. And Kennedy will come in to serve. Setter gets a quick set to the middle coming in. We'll pick that up. Allie feeds it to Greta. Greta, no touch on that one. It sails over to the fans on the right side. Playing the side-out game right now with Top Notch holding on to a 4-point lead. Need to cut into that. Chloe to Allie with the slide to Delaney. That's going to go too far as well. And go in the opposite direction as that'll grow the lead to 5. Chloe dives in front of that one. Kennedy will get it over to Greta and will reset. Pushed over to the outside. Kennedy dives in at it. Can't get it up high enough for her teammates. And we are at 9-15. I match the scorers table. That'll be a timeout for Gabby as the girls are down 6. We'll be back after the timeout. All right, we're out of the timeout. Chloe will send this one forward. Allie gets under it and gets it to Greta, and she'll hammer that one through the middle. Greta goes cross-court left side, sprayed up. This is going to come from behind the 10-foot line. Greta plays it up to Allie. Goes to Jane. Jane pushes it left side. From the outside into the middle, Greta's got it. Allie gets it to the middle to Delaney. That's blocked. Chloe with the out of system to Jane. She goes cross-court. Top notch is going to feed it to behind the 10-foot line. Diving effort by Chloe. Plays that up. We free ball it over and regroup. Quick set to the middle, and that'll fall in front of a diving Kennedy and be another top-notch point. Yeah, there will be an ace for top-notch. We'll line up and try to get this side out. Down 7 here in the second set. Greta to Allie. Jane gets up over the top. Cross court. Top notch was right there. That one too much out of top notch. That'll head all the way to the wall. Chloe's serve goes back middle. Setter feeds the shoot to her middle. That'll find the old Hertz donut. Girls can't afford to play the side-out game at this point. Down 7. Got to get a side-out here and get putting some points on the board, or we're going to be moving into a third set. Kennedy and Greta come together. We get that up to Jane. She goes cross-court. That's going to sail out of bounds again. There's the side-out. Let's see if we can get some points. Allie will shoot it middle. Jane's there to clean up an overpass. Maybe that's the spark we need to get them rolling. We'll sure love to get out of this in 2 sets. Tough serve. Setter's going to push it to her outside. Cross court. Chloe plays it up. Allie's got some options. Gets it to Jane. Jane will take what's available and tip it over the block. Lead cut to 4. She'll go back middle. That's sprayed straight up. Setter gets it to her outside. Pushed over. Diving effort by Allie. Jane will put it back seam right. Quick shoot to the middle. Chloe plays that up. Allie gets under it. Jane tips it over again. This time top notch was ready. From the outside, good hands on it at the net. Allie plays it up. Chloe out of system to Zoe Parks. She goes around the block down the right side. Then cleans up the overpass, and the lead is now 3. And a timeout called by Top Notch as their 7 or 8 point lead cut down to 3, and she's going to want to talk it over with her team. We'll be back after the timeout. All right, we're out of the timeout, waiting for the up ref to blow the whistle. See if we can cut a little further into this deficit. Right now it's 3. Big opening right there in the Hertz donut. See if Allie can drop one in there. She goes deep middle. This one from behind the 10-foot line. Chloe up to Allie with options. Back sets it to Zoe. She's rejected at the net. Comes back on her shoulder. Like she came down a little awkward. Looks like she's okay. Adjusting her knee pad. I think she's okay. Good. 19-15. Chloe to Liv, and Zoe will. Greta gets it up to Liv. Liv will just dump it over. This one comes back over in 2 or 3, and not sure what. I thought we had a whistle there for a sec. Jane will dump it over. Block top notch from the outside. That's coming back as a tip, and Liv has to play it. Chloe gets the out of system to Greta behind the 10-foot line. Sends it into the Hertz donut. All 6 of top-notch players come together on it. From the outside, Greta gets it to Liv. Jane will tool it off the block, and there's something we weren't seeing yesterday when you get one of those long rallies to have it go our way. That one will fall by way of your Rock with Thunder. Lead is now 3, 16-19. Reagan will shoot it deep middle. Just pushed over to the outside. That finds all sorts of net, and we're down to just a couple. We're down to what you normally get of my cents worth. Now Reagan will find the net with that one. We'll roll into the back third. The lead for Top Notch is 20-17. Make sure I match the scores table. Chloe up to Liv. Greta tips it into the old Hertz donut, and that hurts, don't it? Let's go on a run right here, girls, and end this in 2 sets. Cam goes right side. Setter dumps it over. Liv has to play it. Cam will get the out of system to Greta, and she'll cut it in the middle. Push to the outside. That's rejected at the net. Comes over in 2. Liv gets it to Zoe Parks, who just taps it over. Tipped over the net. Liv gets it to Zoe. Zoe's going to hit that one just a little too hard. And it's 20-18. Reagan up to Liv. Liv finds Greta. Greta pushes that hard down the left side, but picked up by Top Notch. That one never made it over the net. Lead staying at 2. Got to cut into it here as Kennedy comes in to serve. She goes right side. Pushed over to the outside. Swing and a whiff. And it was getting hot in here. We needed that breeze. Felt it all the way over here. Almost knocked me over. Lead is now 1 with Kennedy serving. She'll shoot it deep middle. That sprays up to the setter in the front. Couple girls come together. Chloe gets it over to Greta. We regroup. Over to the outside again. That comes way across court and down on our side. Again, one trick pony. All this team is doing is going to that outside. Chloe to Allie. She finds Greta. Greta tips it just over the net. Diving effort. Picked up. Reagan to Allie. Allie will turn and dump it. That's brought back over in 1. Chloe high hands it to Allie. Greta tips it middle again. We got to get some aggression going here, girls. That's rejected by Delaney. And that'll be a Rockwood point, and the lead back to 1. Greta sends it left side. Push to the right side, making a liar out of me, and that's going to come down in the court. 23-21. I still say sell out to the right side, or to the outside. Maybe 1 out of every 10 is going to their right side. Kennedy up to Alley. From behind the 10-foot line, Greta sends it cross court left side. Here we go to the outside. That's got high hands on it. Kennedy plays it up. Alley pushes it to Jane. She dumps it over the block. From the outside, tipped over the block. Jane's there. Alley feeds it to Delaney, who tips it over, and that'll fall down. Got to have this one, Chloe. Tie it up at 23. Short serve, picked up back middle. Pushed over to guess where? The outside, and that's going to fly all the way out of bounds. And now we're tied. We got a game to 2 and a timeout by Top Notch, and we'll be back to bring you the thrilling conclusion right after this. Tied up at 23. Got to win by 2. Chloe goes at the back middle. Scramble around. This is going to come from the outside. Chloe gets that to Alley. Finds Jane. Jane hits it through the block. That's picked up. And over to the outside and hammered through the block. And Top Notch has a set point here to send us to 3. That was pretty close to a lift. But as we learned yesterday, we're not going to get a lift to go our way. Greta, Alley does a good job of diving down to play that up. And Cam just keeps it in play, sends it over, and catches him sleeping. And we're tied at 24. A little free volleyball as we'll have to go extra points here in set 2. Alley goes back middle. That's going to spray off. Jane cleans up the overpass. And now you'll rock with Thunder with a set and match point to close this out. Jane goes at the middle, bounce straight up. From the outside, got hands on it at the net. Chloe to Alley. Back sets it to Zoe. She's a little off on the timing with that one, and that'll go to their middle and down, and we still have more volleyball to go. Greta goes down for that one. Chloe helps her out. Greta sends it cross deep right side. Outside from behind the 10-foot line. Chloe gets it. Cam gets all of that one and no touch. And now Top Notch will have another chance to close out set 2 and push us to a third set. Jane gets some help from Chloe. Greta dumps it middle, diving effort. Their middle will find the Hertz donut, and we are going to 3 sets. So we'll bring you the third set here shortly after both coaches have a quick powwow. We're in set 3 here. Wasn't paying attention. That first one's going to go by way of Top Notch. They'll take the 1-0 lead here in set 3, and this is for all the marbles. And Liv will dump that one into the middle, but picked up by Top Notch. Liv pushes it out to Jane. She'll power that through the block, and we're tied up at 1. Cam back to serve. She'll shoot it left side, high-handed up. Pushed over to the right side. That'll come off Greta and all the way back to the wall. Top Notch will go up 2-1, sorry. Short serve picked up by Chloe. Liv gets it to Delaney. They're going to say that went too far, much to the chagrin of everyone on the Rockwood side. (3-1) in favor of Top Notch. Remember, we go to 15. Chloe sends that one up. Liv unable to get under it. 4-1. Greta up to Liv, back sets it to Zoe. Zoe goes off the back middle. That's going to get pushed over the right, or outside. Chloe plays that one up. Liv feeds it to Jane. Jane goes off the high hands and down, gets the kill. Kennedy will shoot that one over the right side, get an ace. Cuts the lead to 1. It's 4-3 in favor of Top Notch. Kennedy goes off the middle. This sprays around. Free ball coming. Greta plays it up. Dumped over into that. Barely makes it over. Chloe up to Allie. She gets it to Jane. Jane goes left-handed. We're tied at 4. Kennedy goes the right side this time. Quick set to the middle. That's pushed over to the left side. Chloe runs it down. Greta with a great dig, and a great job by Delaney to lay out and keep that alive. Big swing from the middle, and that'll be a top-notch point. Good effort by the girls. That one just didn't fall our way. Kennedy will lay out for that one. It goes over and 1, and the overpass cleaned up real quick by the middle over on Top Notch side. Top Notch won the race to 5. They're up 2 right now, 6-4. Greta will have that one go off a little bit awkwardly, and we'll line up again down 3. Timeout by Coach Gabby. We'll be back after the timeout. Back out of the timeout. This one at Greta. It goes over and 1, but there's a lift. Thank you. I was going to say, how do you not call that one? That's actually a 2-touch or a lift. Either one, take your pick up, ref, and we did get the call. We're at the old Heinz 57 score with Reagan coming in to serve, down 2. She'll go back middle. From the outside, and that'll go past a diving Reagan. And the lead is 3. Reagan will play this one up. Allie gets some options, sends it to Delaney, and Delaney will knock that through the block. Cuts the lead to 2. Chloe serve will find the net. We'll go back down 3 here. As a reminder, third sets go to 15. Don't have a lot of room for error here as we're past the halfway point. Reagan up to Allie. She'll find Greta, and Greta will power that one through the block. Allie to the seam right. Joust at the net. That one, no blood, no foul. And Greta sees an opening in the back left and will push it over there. Lead's cut to 1. Allie shoots it back middle. Quick set to the middle. Allie will play that up. Chloe gets the out of system to Greta. She'll cut it hard right. Picked up by Libero. Outside, swings it over. Chloe picks that one up. And Zoe Parks will hit that one tooled off the block and get herself a kill and tie us at 9. Allie sends it down the right side. Off the high hands. Reagan gets a grip on it, and Greta will send it over. Everybody resets. There's a block, and Cam picks up the rebound. Reagan gets the out of system over to Greta, and we'll send it back middle. From the outside, high hands on it. Chloe puts a play on it. Reagan will try to get it over, but it was actually 2 touches on Chloe, and they're going to call 4. Take your pick. That's a top-notch point. So they'll win the race to 10. Greta to Liv. She'll find Cam. Cam goes head hunting as she pops a girl in the grill off the block. And we got a sack full of nickels as we're tied at 10. That one goes from the middle, picked up by Greta. Liv with the back set to Zoe. Off the tape, picked up by Top Notch from the outside. That's rejected. Up and over the antenna and out of bounds. And just like that, Thunder now takes the lead in the third set and a timeout by Top Notch. We'll be back after the timeout. All right, we come out of the timeout. Up 1, Greta serving. Back middle. Setter's under it, gets it to her outside. She has to regroup. Jane high hands it to Liv. Back sets it to Zoe. That's tipped off the high hands. Quick set to the middle. Greta's there. Liv gets it to Jane. She goes left hand. That's bounced around, tipped over in 2. Chloe. Liv dumps it into the old Hertz donut and puts us up 2 in the back third here of set 3. Greta cross court. This one gets pushed over the outside. That is going to come seam left on us. Diving effort by Greta, can't get it. That serve will sail long. And Rockwood 2 away from closing it out, moving on to the championship, to the finals. Cam gets the sign, sends it deep middle. Libero sends it forward. Tight to the net from the right side, rejected by Jane. Libero downballs it. Cam plays it up, lives under it. Jane pushes it left side. Libero gets the out of system to her outside. Good job of Liv to just defend herself there and keep that in play. Big one to the middle. Liv again with a great defensive play. Jane will send it back row. From behind the 10-foot line and into that seam left again. The lead's cut to 1. Kudos to Liv, back-to-back. Great defensive moves. Short serve, Greta picks it up. Liv dumps it over. They're ready for it this time. To the outside, and that's off the high hands. Greta's got it. Liv, quick set to Delaney. Back row picks it up. Outside takes a swing at it. Chloe's got it. Liv back feed to Zoe. She's blocked, gets her own rebound, sends it over. Quick set to the middle. Chloe gets that one, gets some help from Greta, and will send it over. Dumped over. Chloe to Liv. Liv will feed to Jane. Jane has to left-hand it. Outside. This time rejected by Zoe. Zoe and Delaney. Not sure which one got it, but we're at set and match point for your Rockwood Thunder. Get off the couch, get on your feet, and wish these girls on as we're at set man match point to push them into the finals of the bronze bracket. Kennedy will send it. And Delaney will clean up the overpass, and that'll do it. We'll be moving right into the championship game. I'll kill the live feed for a few brief minutes while I clean up this board here and kick it back on. But that'll do it for the semifinals. We'll be back with you here shortly for the finals.